Hey guys, welcome to my very first YouTube video on the channel. My name is Drisky, and for the very first video I'm going to post on this channel, I'm going to talk to you guys about switching from console to PC. More specifically, my experience switching from console to PC, and some tips and tricks to help you guys smoothen out the experience. So, I've used to be the average console player. I've played on console all my life. I've honestly never played on PC besides like mini PC games here and there, but no games that actually needed a keyboard and mouse. So when I did make the switch from console to PC, which was like 3 or 4 days ago, I didn't find it that hard, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, this is just my opinion. These won't work for everyone. This is just my opinion on how I made the switch easier. So a few months ago, I knew I wanted to switch to PC. So what did I do? I did go, I don't know if you guys know what a Zim Apex is, but I did go ahead and get a Zim Apex off of Amazon, and I used that on console. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, mouse and keyboard on console, boo me, boo me. Yes, but in reality, it was just to get me prepared. And in the background right now, you got to see some gameplay from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Search and Destroy, and this is me playing on PC within the first 2 days that I got the PC. So, as you can see, even though playing M&K on console is a scummy thing to do, in a way, I would say it did prepare me for PC. Another thing you can do is, as lame as this sounds, do a speed typing test. This will help you get familiar with key binds and where the keys are on the keyboard. If you're not used to a keyboard at all, I definitely recommend you to do a typing test. The more you type and the more you get familiar with the keys, the easier it will be to memorize where all the key binds are. Speaking of key binds, I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube talking about the best keybinds for Fortnite, the best keybinds for Rainbow, etc., etc. In my opinion, now this is totally my opinion, I'm not suggesting you follow this. If you want to, that's on you. But in my opinion, I find it way much better to just go in the settings and play around for an hour and find the best keybinds that work for you. Now, you can watch your favorite streamer, look up their keybinds, and do something similar to it. I totally recommend that. But as long as you tweak it to your own, I think that's best. Because if you just go and blatantly copy someone else's keybinds, I don't know, it's going to be uncomfortable for you. They might have, I don't know, longer fingers or weird hand movements that you're just not used to. And that's that's just how it is. So I definitely recommend you just sit in your settings, just sit down, get you something to eat, sit in your settings, and find the best keybinds that work for you. Another tip I learned is I started out on a lower sensitivity. Now, right now, my sensitivity is much higher. I'll say my sensitivity is kind of fast as I like to snap around, so it's not very fluid. As weird as it may sound, though, that's how I like it. I like to snap and then adjust instead of just making fluid movements around corners. But if you're starting out, just start on a lower sensitivity, play 1 or 2 games on a base sensitivity, and then work your way up. I feel like that'll be the best thing for you to do. Because if you do just start out on a high sensitivity, especially coming from controller to M&K, your aim is going to be flying all over the place. For the next tip, I definitely want to recommend, there is a way to find out how you move the mouse, either whether it be your whole arm or just your wrist. Personally, me, I move it with just the wrist. If I need like a 180 or something of that sort, then I use my arm, but I really don't like using my whole arm. For some people, it's the opposite. They don't like using just their wrist. They just like moving their whole arm, and that's okay. It really depends on what's comfortable for you. Now, as I mentioned earlier about the Zim Apex, before you do go and buy a Zim Apex and assume that you're going to be, please know that just because you buy a Zim Apex does not mean you're going to be good at the game. Case in point, I bought a Zim Apex, started playing Rainbow to get used to it. Like I said, M&K on console is a shitty thing to do, but I wasn't any good. I could barely hit, in ranked Rainbow, I was struggling gold 1 and gold 2, even with mouse and keyboard. And at first I thought like maybe the Zim, I legitimately thought the Zim Apex might have been broken or anything, but then I realized I'm not used to mouse and keyboard. Just because you buy a mouse and keyboard does not instantly give you godly aim and good snaps and flicks. But the more you practice with it, the better you will be than using a controller. I can go ahead and tell you that. And also do note that not all games are supported by mouse and keyboard. That's why, hence why I got the Zim Apex. Now you don't need a Zim Apex to use mouse and keyboard. I know the Zim Apex, there's Cronus, I want to say. There's other third-party adapters that you can use for mouse and keyboard, but point of the matter is you don't need that for mouse and keyboard on some games. Some games on console like PS4 and Xbox do support mouse and keyboard. Other games do not, and that's where the third-party adapter will come in. So like Call of Duty, I believe does. Don't quote me on that. Overwatch, I know does. But for everything else like Rainbow, Rogue Company, anything else you might want to play, you do need that adapter. So speaking of starting off my channel, the games I'll have it in the description. But this channel, since it is the first video on my YouTube channel, I just want to give it like an introduction of what I'll be doing on these tools. This is mainly a gaming channel. You know, I'm gonna play a lot of Call of Duty, a lot of Rogue Company, a lot of Rainbow, Tom Clancy Wildlands. I did get a PS5, so I know 2K21 is coming soon. You guys can let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see any of those specific games, or better yet, if you have a game that you want me to play, just go ahead and let me know, recommend it to me, and I definitely will give it a try. Also, I'm not going to take feedback any wrong type of way. If my mic sounds too low, sounds too echoey, or you just want to give me some advice on the game, I'm totally open to that. I'm not gonna be a poor sport about it. All feedback is good feedback the way I see it. And if someone's giving me a chance to improve myself and give me something that I'm not seeing myself, by all means, go for it. But as in other news, one thing I did forget to mention about playing on PC is the type of PC you have actually does matter. I kind of learned this the hard way. I didn't really learn it the hard way. I was just being stupid, just being dumb. So I started out with a budget laptop. I'm thinking, oh, I have a laptop, I have a computer. I can just willy-nilly go in and play any game I want to on the computer. That is very, very wrong. I got a gaming PC now. What are the specs? I'm not sure, honestly. I do know I added 8 more gigs of RAM to make it 16. And that I do recommend. But that'll be the end of the video for now. Go ahead and give a like and subscribe. Comment if you have any suggestions for anything. And I'll see you guys around.